There are only two ways you can become the enemy of this government. Number one is if you attack the president, and that's why you'll see so many young people are being abducted because they are directly attacking the president through AI images. And the second way is if you attack the allies of the president. Now, if you ask me, in the burial of the mother of Moses Wetangula, a lot happened. But now, there is something wrong that really happened, and that is attacking the governor of Trans Nzoia, that is Natembeya, in his own home ground. Now, in Western region, Peter Salasya, we all know him, and he has become a vocal leader. He has been attacking both the president and his allies. For him, he does not decide whom to attack or who not to attack.
Mimi nataka nikuulize, ukiangalia wakati wa Kibaki, kulikuanga na mtu ambaye alikuwa anaitwa John Michuki, ambaye alikuwa analainisha transport sector, analainisha. Tukakuwa na serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta, tukakuwa na ule anaitwa Matiang'i, akaanza na information ICT, akanyorosha mambo ya ICT. Akamaliza akaenda mambo ya education, akanyorosha. Akatoka pale akaenda kwa interior, akanyorosha. Lakini sasa sisi tukijiuliza, kwako kama waziri wako hapa wa wewe ulichagua, ni nani ambaye ana call shots pale? Wote wanakaa mikebe. Sasa unajiuliza nini? Kwa sababu unauliza huyu mwingine ulikuwa umefuta acha transport ati imefail, ukamleta kwa sports, yeye ndio umemleta kwa interior. That means ndio unaona vijana wanakuheshimu, wanakudisrespect. Unaangalia wale ule ambaye alikuwa ana oversee vijana wetu wakitupwa kule Kware, alafu wanatupwa pale, and up to today we have no record of who killed those young people. Hata pale bunge kijana alishukiwa tukiwa pale. There is no any police who have been accounted for the death that happened that day. Na alafu ule ambaye alikuwa pale umemleta kuwa ndio naibu wa rais. Ndio unaona vijana wanajiuliza, wanakuandika na kuandika katika mitandao. Nataka nikuulize rais, toka katika hii mitandao, kutoka over promising people, go and work, and these young people will respect you.
And as you know very well, Peter Salasya is one of the MPs who is doing better in this country. According to the InfoTracker report released in 2023, he was ranked the 4th MP with a 64% amongst the 290 MPs in this country. This means that he is doing very well. Now, of late, a lot has been happening in Parliament, and there are 4 instances that Peter Salasya has directly attacked the president, he has directly attacked the allies of the president, and he has also directly attacked Raila Odinga. Peter Salasya is someone who seems to forge a path away from the political dynasty of this country, that is Raila Odinga, William Ruto, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And today, I want to give you the 4 instances, or 3, that Peter Salasya has directly spoken, because he is the advocate of young people. He says yeye ni kijana pale bungeni, and since he's a young person, he might be understanding a lot of why the young people are behaving the way they are behaving. And if the president is not very keen in listening to the cries of the young people, if the president is not very keen in listening to the cries of the ground, then he's gonna lose a big time in 2027. Because if the likes of Akina Kimani Ichung'wah and how he talks, I'll do a video on the biggest mistakes Kimani Ichung'wah has made of late, and why is that mistake is going to affect the president in his re-election. If these are the closest allies to the president and this is the mistake they are doing, then it's going to do a big blow to the president. And Peter Salasya has been boldly telling the president that if you don't listen to young people, if you don't respect the young people, then the young people will not respect you. And that is the mindset of a Gen Z. Ukiniheshimu nitakuheshimu, usiponiheshimu sitakuheshimu. We usually live in a lifestyle that if you do something to me, I'll do it for you. If you don't do something for me, there is no need for me to do it for you. That is the mindset of the Gen Z. And if the president does not sit well, or the allies of the president do not sit down well and reason like the young people reason, because the Gen Z are not reasoning the same way the millennials reason. And if he's not going to tap into the reasoning of the young people, then he's going to lose big time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Political Spotlight. My name is Movali Derek. I want to appreciate my subscribers for this far of your support, and also those who are encountering this channel for the very first time. Please don't hesitate and hit the subscribe button, because if you love politics, then here is a home. Without much ado, let's dive right into it. Now, while speaking in the burial of Moses Wetangula, Peter Salasya directly attacked Raila Odinga. And as we know, Peter Salasya is not a fearful man. So he told Raila Odinga to his face that, number one, you know the role of opposition is oversight. So Raila Odinga had told that suggested that they do away with CDF, something that he himself and Mwai Kibaki during the regime of Mwai Kibaki had brought to help the constituencies with that development. Remember, CDF stands for Constituency Development Fund. So Raila Odinga had said that they should do away with that, and then the MPs become the oversight. So Peter Salasya has been asking Raila Odinga, how can you speak of oversight when you gave 4 of your members of ODM to go and help the government? Then it means you're no longer an opposition leader, so you don't know the role of oversight.
Unajua sisi vijana, wacha katika Biblia inasema vijana sisi huwa tunaangalianga ndoto na tunaangaliana pale mbele. Na tukiona wazee wanaenda kombo tunawaambia hapana. Ndio juzi mimi niliuliza, na mimi nataka niulize wabunge wa ODM na wabunge hawa ambao bado wanaamini katika huyo baba huyo mwenye unasema baba. Nataka niwaambie, yeye walileta pamoja Raila, walikuwa na Kibaki, wakatuletea mambo ya CDF. And the main function ya CDF was to empower members of parliament so that they can be independent na wafanyie oversight the executive without fear or of no contradiction ama whatever in the English that is saying. Ndio umeona sisi kwa wale wabunge ambao hawajai enda kanyaga kule State House, because we believe through the CDF our people can get development. Ni mimi Peter Salasya peke yangu. Na kana wale wabunge ambao walikataa kupigia ile finance bill, ile maneno yakashagwa, ni mimi hapa. Lakini nashangaa juzi ati Raila anatuambia ati anataka CDF itoke. Na yeye alafu kwa sababu ati sisi ati wabunge tukue wa kufanya kazi ya oversight. Mimi nataka niulize watu wa ODM, mkiwa mnasema ukweli, kama kweli baba anasema na believe in mambo ya oversight, mbona aliuzia Ruto wale wa ODM wake members wake kwenda kule? Lazima tuambiane ukweli. So you cannot talk about the issues to do with the oversight when you are still giving your members, unawapatia una hand over kwa rais ati wamsaidie kupush agenda ya mambo ya shasha hapo hiyo anasema hapo. Tunasema ukweli. Na yeye bado anasema hivyo, yeye ana support mambo ya tano. Ndio tumesema mara hii sisi hatutaenda hiyo safari ya kuweka kwa mnanda na mtu mwingine. Sisi kama chama chetu, nataka niulize bwana Didmas hapa, ndugu yangu na wewe rafiki yangu sana, uheshimu huyu mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa kwenye uheshimu baba yake. Yeye ako na viongozi kama sisi na ako na hata na governor. Sasa kwa hivyo nataka ukimuuliza hapo kwa kiligi akina mheshimiwa wetangu la hapa kwenda vile.
This time we could feel the role of oversight from the opposition part of this government that was played by Raila Odinga, and this was during, let's say, the 2017 election, before he went to do these handshakes and broad-based government stuff. So for CDF, it is a fund that helps MPs do a lot of developments. So many schools have been built courtesy of CDF fund. So many hospitals, so many roads are being made courtesy of CDF fund. So many students are learning courtesy of CDF funds. And if Raila Odinga is suggesting that they do away with CDF, how are these students going to survive in school? How are the MPs going to build schools? Like, to me, it's a position whereby I brought something to life so I can kill it. That's what Raila Odinga is doing. Because he gave birth to CDF, he can kill CDF. So to me, it's a very wrong move by Raila Odinga, because if he's telling the MPs to do oversight job, we know the MPs cannot do the oversight job because something that should be done with the opposition. The same opposition that Raila should be leading, but the same Raila is in the government. So MPs cannot do oversight. The second thing is, Peter Salasya has been hinting of something to do with the finance bill, and maybe we are letting it slide or tunaona kama ni mambo madogo, but to me it sounds like an alarm. It's like a whistleblower to something. Peter Salasya addressed the majority leader of the National Assembly that hii maneno ya kurudisha finance bill na mlango ya nyuma haifai.
Lakini mambo yetu ya transition, na mimi nataka niulize waziri wetu kwa hapa, na mimi pia nataka niulize our boss in the parliament yuko hapa, ya kwamba bili yoyote ikikuja ambayo iko controversial, lazima tuangalie the implication yake itakuwa namna gani. Tulileta the new model funding iko na shida. Tumeleta hii maneno ya SHA kwa sababu hatuko na transition, proper transition, ndio hii imeleta shida, watu wetu wanaumia. Na hiyo ndio maneno tunataka nini. Na hiyo maneno ya finance bill, boss, mambo ambayo wanataka kutuletea, finance bill ambayo ilifanya watoto wetu wakauliwa, alafu tena wanataka kuturudisha through the back door. Mheshimiwa Speaker, please ambia bunge tafadhali, let's have some honor for those people ambao walikufa wale. Hatutakubali kurudi huko nyuma.
Now, could there be a possibility that the finance bill that we fought so hard to get rid of, the finance bill that so many lives were lost, the finance bill that shed the blood of many young Kenyans could be resurfacing through the back doors of parliament? Then the parliament, we know the government will bring in so many things. Maybe even is the abductions itakuwa mob, so that we concentrate more on this abduction. And here's why I usually plead to us Kenyans that we should be really keen with the progress that is happening in the National Assembly. Wherever a motion is tabled in the parliament, when this motion is uploaded on the website of the National Assembly, we Kenyans should be going there to go through that document of the motion being tabled. Because what Peter Salasya is trying to hint is there are chances of a controversial motion like the finance bill coming on board. And we have so many controversial bills in parliament that require public participation. But at the same time, we are having MPs like Junet Mohammed battling things to do with the public participation. We have MPs out here who don't even speak in the parliament, the likes of Akina Oscar Sudi. And what Peter Salasya is trying to do is trying to bring it to the limelight of Kenya that Kenyans should be careful because we have controversial motions that are creeping in parliament. And one of that motion is the finance bill. Something that the president spoke while in Taita Taveta, that there will be a new Adani taking over from the old Adani, is something that should be concerned of. Because we know this government as a camouflaged government, whereby they say this, then they do that. They say we'll not do it, but they still do it. So Peter Salasya has been speaking that the creepy controversial motions are still coming back to parliament. And if MPs are not careful, we will be taking the country to the ditch where it is already. Something like shift structure, they never took time to study the system. Shift structure imeleta shida zake. Something like the new funding model, yes, it was faced by a backlash. They did not take time to understand why is it that this new funding model is failing. Why is it that shift structure is failing? They did not take time to study this. So these two are failing. And that's why I feel like the advisors of the president are really wrong. What are they advising the president? Yes, people say that the president is unadvisable, but what is somebody like Farouk doing? What is his work? Because he seems to be the one controlling the State House. What is he advising the president? The president should sit down. The president should listen to the ground. The president should audit his close allies, because whatever Kina Kimani Ichung'wah are doing in public is really wrong. And this will fall a backlash on the president come 2027. I'll do an analysis on the aftermath of whatever Kina Kimani Ichung'wah are doing. If you are really keen, is that whatever ideas the president is bringing into limelight, yes, they are good ideas. Yes, there are ideas to change a country. But the system and the environment under which these ideas are being implemented is what it's wrong. The way they're being implemented is what it's wrong. So the president should sit down. The kinds of Akina finance bill, these are things that should be sat down, critically analyzed, well documented, presented to the people, Kenyans to go through it, audited very well, remove the mistake, find the faults, and have it brought back to limelight. Lastly, it's really taunting and it's really sad when someone from a community fights you, because in the Luhya nation they say that you are your brother's keeper. There is that Mulembe stuff that I cannot beat my brother in his own house. That is like totally bad. But you see, Francis Atwoli, the president of Kotu, since he formed an alliance with William Ruto, Francis Atwoli no longer speaks for the people, but he speaks to please the president. And Peter Salasya was not relentless in calling this out.
So nikiwa hapa kwanza nataka niseme watu wa Trans Nzoia asanteni kwa kutupatia kiongozi mzuri, kiongozi na tembea. Sindio? Na pia nikiwa hapa nataka nishukuru pia tuko na gavana yuko hapa, gavana Lusaka. Mimi nikiwa nimesimama hapa nasimama hapa kama kijana. Na kijana ambaye anatetea vijana wenzake. Nikiwa hapa nataka nitangaze kwa sababu nilisikia Mheshimiwa Luke ukiongea kule Bungoma ati ukiongea kama chairman wa Western, ukiongea Matope pale jinsi akwamba ati vijana hawauliwi hawakuwa abducted, ati hiyo ni story sawa. Nataka niambie wewe Bwana Oluke, wakati ulikuwa katika jela, mimi Peter Salasya nikitoa statement nikasema nitatembea uchi usipoachiliwa, lakini sikuwa najua ya kwamba natetea mtu ambaye ajiheshimu mwenyewe. Nataka nimuulize, usipojiheshimu wewe hautaheshimika, na kuanzia leo wewe sio kiongozi wetu, wewe ni mtu raia kama mwingine. Na mimi nikiwa hapa nataka niseme wale viongozi wa Kenya Kwanza ambao wanaongozwa wakisema ati wazazi waende ongee na vijana wao waache kuandika kwa mitandao. Mimi ni kijana, ndio ukiona hawa vijana wadogo hao, na nataka niambie wale wakina Tuoli na wengine ya kwamba hawa vijana wameona rais umepotea mwelekeo, ufanyii kazi vijana wenye wanataka ndio kuandika katika mitandao. Wewe Tuoli, asante. Mheshimiwa, ndio kidogo ni muhimu sana. Tuoli, nataka nikwambie leo, wewe unakula pesa ya NSSF. Pesa ya NSSF mmepandisha. Hakuna siku ambayo umetetea workers wakati wamekuwa wakinyang'anywa pesa kwa payslip zao, alafu leo hii wewe ndio unataka kwanza kuambia vijana ati wao waheshimu rais wakati asifanye kazi. Mimi Mheshimiwa Lusaka, wewe ni rafiki wa rais wa Kenya. Nataka nikuulize kwa heshima kubwa sana, mwambie rais awache mambo ya kiburi, asikize sauti ya vijana, na akisikia sauti ya vijana watamheshimu. Lakini hapana kiburi, wataendelea kumtusi, apende asipende. Na mambo ya abduction ikiendelea, revolution inakuja Kenya na hawataizuia. Otherwise, asanteni sana, na mheshimiwa huyu tuko naye katika komiti ya agriculture. Lakini nataka nimwambie leo kabla nikae chini, kuna hiyo maneno ambayo rais anatembea nayo ati vaccination ya ng'ombe. Mambo ya vaccination ya ng'ombe, kwa sababu tunajua Kenya inaongozwa na sheria. Mimi nashindwa hiyo pesa ambayo anasema naenda kuvaccinate ng'ombe imetoka wapi? Kwa sababu hata sisi kama committee ya agriculture hiyo report haijaikuja. Tukafanya public participation ndio twende tuangalie mambo ya ng'ombe. Sasa hiyo ni uongo ya rais, anaendelea kudanganya wa Kenya. Hata hiyo pesa hakuna mahali iko, ni story tu zake.
You realize that Francis Atwoli nowadays no longer fight for the rights of the workers. This man has been the president of Koto for how long? But workers are still suffering in this country. The same Atwoli, whom during the campaigns of the 2022 presidential election was badly against William Ruto, is the same Atwoli who is currently praising Ruto. So we ask ourselves, when will we have a fresh blood in the political space? I think it's high time that Atwoli just resigned. Or it's high time Atwoli look for a replacement, because he's getting old. We need someone new, we need someone vibrant as the president of Koto. Because these people are so opportunistic in this government. They're just there, praise the president whether he's doing right, whether he's doing wrong. They're just there to give him praise him. Then after that, they get what they want. So, to me, Peter Salasya is that vibrant leader that is needed in this generation. Like a leader who sees the fault, speaks about the wrong thing, without fear of intimidation, without fear of being hurt. And I want to tell this, that the fact that these people attacked Natembeya in his own home ground, I said that Natembeya is not going to grow influence. And if Natembeya and Salasya are going to team up, my friend, Western is no longer with Ruto. Western is gone. And Western will be gone with Peter Salasya, who will be totally commanding Kakamega County. Peter Salasya is going to be a guy who will shift from an MP directly to a governor if people are not careful. Because he's growing influence, he's growing vocal. People need someone like Peter Salasya because his development in his constituency, and he did even a video to ask Raila, ukitoa CDF, hii mashule tutajenga na nini? Maybe you can tell me in the comment section, is it the right move to do away with CDF? And also you can tell me in the comment section, how do you feel about the move by Peter Salasya to boldly speak against this government? All in all, let's be safe, let's love our country. We are all brothers, but the president kindly take time and also listen to your people, because you are leading people, you're not leading stones.